You should be getting a notification right now. For the audience that does not know you, feel free to introduce yourself.
My name is Kevin Diaz. I have a YouTube channel called Crew Aesthetics, and I make content on all platforms: TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I do I do a wide variety of content, picking up girls. I do interviews, ask a bunch of questions. Sometimes I'll mega videos, sometimes just life advice. I just sit in the camera and just talk, just stuff like that. And yeah, I'm 22 and just trying to make it, trying to make it out here, living day by day. That's pretty much all I could say, I guess.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all, dude?
Yeah.
No, so you got big off of from what I've seen of you, you've got real big off the Andrew Tate pickup line videos.
Yeah.
So where did that idea come from? I mean, it's a pretty basic idea, but like where did that come from, that video?
I caught the wave just in time. I started seeing people doing it. There was this kid I saw, he did it in Tampa. He was like the first person to do it. And I saw it got a lot of views. I'm like, this is a good idea. And so I just did it one day, and I didn't really even put too many thoughts. Like, I honestly, it was so funny because I was in the University of Miami that day. I still remember it like it was yesterday. And literally I just did it last second. In that moment, I wasn't even thinking of like, oh, what am I going to do? What's the pickup line today? What am I going to say? And I was like, oh, I'm just going to do Andrew Tate pickup lines. Did that. And I posted it, and it got 20K views and kind of stayed flat like that for 3 months. And then it just exploded. 100,000 views every single day, day by day. It was insane. Now it's at like 2 million. It's crazy.
With that being said, like I remember, I mean, I can only imagine what it's like getting 20 million views on a video. What was that like? Did people, like, were friends reaching out to you? Like, were they like, dude, I saw your video? Like, how did that look?
I don't know. I mean, most people that like recognize me or that see me, it's from like clip forms. And personally, I don't know. I mean, it didn't really like, I think it did jumpstart my YouTube platform for sure, though, in terms of a following, because prior to that, I had like 7,000 subscribers, and that bumped me up all the way up to like 40,000. And it just kept going, but like it went from like 7,000 to like 40,000 in like a couple weeks. So it was very fast. But a lot of people started recognizing me too, because there was, Andrew Tate, he has like all these clippers and stuff, and they were clipping that video with him saying the pickup line and like kind of colliding it and just posting it out everywhere. And I would see myself sometimes on like the Reels tab or whatever. I'm like, oh my God, this is insane. So yeah, I mean, it was cool. It definitely helped me out a lot, to say the least.
What do you think the most successful use of the pickup lines was?
What do you mean the most successful?
Well, I mean, like, you've done like a lot of like the, do girls like X, Y, and Z, asking girls questions, those types of videos, like Mike, to the street, man on the street type interviews. What are like the ones that are like the most successful? Like, I'm gonna try this pickup line. Do you prefer this guy or that guy? Like, what do you like? You know what I mean by successful? Like, as in like most positive response from a girl.
Do you mean to like try to like get a girl, or to just?
Yeah.
I think the Andrew Tate pickup line is pretty solid, but there's one that I say myself, and I think it's very nice because it comes off extremely genuine and it's unheard of. Now people are gonna start saying it once I say it, but I think that when you go up to a girl, and I tried this the first time I tried it on this girl. She was very beautiful, and it went viral, and she fell in love instantly. I could just tell, but I went up to her and I was like, hey, excuse me, you walked past me and I saw you, and I just thought you were an absolute princess, respectfully. Like, you look like a princess. You don't hear that often. You hear you're beautiful, I find you attractive, or whatever, you look cute, but nobody ever says that. And it kind of has like a classy approach to it. So yeah, I say that, and then that's like, for me at least, the perfect introduction to like segue into a conversation. What
do you think? Okay, actually, no, here's another one. So, you made all these types of videos, asking girls questions, and talking to people about these really taboo topics. My question is, has there ever been footage you've had to cut of like a girl, like, maybe because it went too far, maybe because her response was super negative, maybe didn't fit the video?
Um, that's actually a good one. I usually put the rejections. I mean, I don't really care in terms of that sense, like of how I look. Like, oh, I just got rejected so brutally. I don't really care. I have so many on there that I posted, and
Right.
sometimes they do better than like me getting the number, so it's like even better for me. But there was this one, and I didn't post it because she told me she didn't want it to be posted. But I was in Tennessee, and I went to a university there, and man, this was bad, bro. She was so beautiful. She said she was half Spanish and half Greek. And I went up to her, she was laughing. And I don't remember exactly what I said. This was like 3 months ago, but I asked for her number. And then as she was walking away, I went to go tell her that it was for a video, whatever, and she just got so mad. She was like, is this a TikTok? Okay, I do not post this anywhere. I do not want you to post this anywhere. Seriously, like I'm just done. And then she was like, and by the way, don't even bother texting me because I knew you were fake from the beginning or some shit like that. And then she just walked away. I was like, damn, that hurt. That definitely stings. And that's also kind of why like I don't want to do the picking up the girls videos like as much anymore. I'm kind of like sort of like alleviating off of that and not doing it as much. Because like it's impossible, bro, for you to go up to a bunch of girls in a single video and like it being genuine, because that's like psychotic, borderline, like come on. But I don't know. It was fun.
It was fun while it lasted, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. When something works in life, it doesn't matter what it is. You gotta milk it a little bit, and then understand when that time is, time to stop or to go, ship that sail. Or sail that ship, I guess you could say.
Well, I mean, I did see one of the kings of Riz, so to speak. Justin Waller does follow you on Instagram.
Yeah.
You have I clearly I could tell you have a story about this.
No, dude, I didn't expect that, bro. I just found out like recently, to be honest with you. But I met him one time in Brickell in Miami. I ran into him, and I think it's safe to say that I work pretty good under pressure a lot of times, most times,
Right.
maybe not all times, but in this moment, I worked very good under pressure. I saw him in a blink instance, a bunch of people going up to him for a picture. I didn't ask for a picture, or I did ask him, but like way like after a conversation, because I said to him, hey, brother, can I interview you really quickly? And he's like, yeah, sure. What do you want to ask? I just said anything, stuff revolving around your space, and your like whole type of content. And I didn't have a question prepped up because I just saw him right then and there, and I just asked him about society and like in terms of like feminism and the dating world and like all that stuff. It just like hit me, and it was a very good question. He gave a pretty good response, and then he saw my account ever since. And then I did a video where I kind of created, because it was already created the Andrew Tate pickup lines, but never the Justin Waller. And I created that like idea of the Justin Waller pickup lines. It did really good. He saw it. He promoted it. He didn't follow me then still, but then I don't know. Eventually he followed me. So I was like, oh, cool, I guess.
Game is game, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I'm looking through your follower list right now about the mutuals, because we have 10 mutuals right now. And Alex Eubank is another one that struck my eye.
Okay. Yeah.
Why does he follow you?
It was a long time ago. I've talked to him way before he really blew up, to be honest. Like I think he had like just hit 100K maybe on Instagram. I used to do these videos. This was a long time ago. I think this was like 3-4 years ago. I used to do these stupid. I mean, they're like kind of cringe now that I look back. It's like who do girls like better types of videos where I like show two pictures. One of them is me, and then another one's like sometimes usually a fitness influencer or whatever. I'll be like, who do girls prefer? And I did a video with like involving a picture of him, and then I tagged him whatever he saw and followed me. And that's pretty much it. That's how that happened. But yeah, I mean he's cool. I've talked to him a little bit, not too much, but it's not bad.
What do you think the video that you're most proud of is?
That I'm most proud of. I think it does. I wouldn't say suck, but it's kind of unfortunate a little bit because in the YouTube space, especially in the creative world, there's a lot of things where you create things that they don't necessarily do as good as the other typical like cookie cutter stuff that has been done and tried before. I like to do my like what makes me thrilled of filming and editing is making certain like stories, making a storyline of a video, and then there's a purpose at the end, and then having a bunch of slow motion scenes with some epic music and like what I'm saying, like stuff like that. And I don't get to do that often, but I'm gonna start doing that a lot this year and colliding it with things that do well on my channel, and I have a good feeling that it's gonna get good reactions and do very well. So we'll see what happens.
So there's another one. There's another topic I always like to ask people. What do your DMs look like? Who's messaging you on a daily basis? Not email. Who's DMing you on a daily basis? Because I've met people that have gotten crazy DMs from head to toe, hundreds of messages a day from chicks. Other people, it's just all dudes. It's always, so what do your DMs look like?
It's mostly dudes, but there's some girls, but it's mostly dudes. I'd say it's probably like 85% of dudes. Which, I mean, some of them are gay and they try to like hit on me, and I'm like, I'm straight, man, I'm sorry. But then there's some that, they see my content, they just want to thank me or whatever, and they say my videos are interesting, or they ask me for advice, and sometimes I could reach out and like answer them to them and answer their questions. And then there's some girls that it's kind of strange. There is some girls I've noticed that like shoot their shot at me in the DMs. I know that sounds like unbelievable, because it's like, come on, man, no fucking way. But like, it's happened a couple times. But I kind of say that when girls tend to be the ones to initiate things, they kind of have that personality. I'm not really attracted to that too much, because they're probably very aggressive with that shit. And I've had girls send me like pictures of themselves and like lingerie and stuff. I'm like, I don't really appreciate that. Like, you're cute, you're really cute, but like, I'm a very old-fashioned person. I'm kind of like, I'm old-fashioned. I don't really like that kind of stuff. I'm not. I know I perceive to be like a lunatic on the internet, like a douchebag or like somebody who's like promiscuous, but I'm literally the complete opposite. It's almost like a character, but not in a fake sense, just like for an entertainment purpose. Everyone that's big on social media, that I've seen especially, that they have a character to them, and it's funny. But yeah, so.
Well, where do you think you begin and like your character ends? Because that's always the question. I'm like, how do you separate the two?
Well, I started this channel in 2018 because of an ex. I was dating her at the time. She wanted to make videos. We did couples videos for a couple months, and then she didn't want to do it anymore. I fell in love with doing it, so I started doing videos myself on the channel. And then I didn't know what to name the channel, because the channel was like named after me and her. And then I immediately thought of a name, Crew Aesthetics. It sounded so funny, but it's kind of cringe and stupid at the same time. And that's the whole point of it. It's like, I'm not here to try to look cool or like to be showing off that I'm like the perfect person. I'm like, I guess it's like the whole resemblance of it is to just be like this dorky guy, has a really good physique, but shows this lifestyle it's fun, and to learn to live a little, have a nice body, work out, be healthy, and have the confidence to approach girls and to be that guy, and not try too hard, but just try to have fun, and at the same time do that, and you're good to go. So I don't know, that's kind of where I'm pivoting in what I see it as of right now.
I think you're officially the second person that I've spoken to as of recently that has started a channel because of that, because of their ex. Yeah. No, do you know that guy, Life and Scars? He's like, think of like the most controversial thing you've ever done and like multiply it by 1,000. It's like all of his videos. If you look him up on Instagram, it's like the craziest videos. But think of like almost like joke pickup lines and advice. He made a video with Aiden Ross. I just did an interview with him. No, but with him, it's he also started his videos because of his ex.
Yeah.
No, it seems like a common kind of theme where it's like, you go through something and you're like, oh, I want to start doing YouTube videos.
Yeah, dude, I was not a social media person at all. I didn't even want to be in pictures, bro. I started this channel in high school. I was a sophomore, bro. And then that's just how it happened, bro. You know, because I fell in love with it because it gave me a sense of purpose and like I saw what I could do with it. So I just said, like, let me keep doing this and let me see what I can make of it, you know?
Right. You want to see where it goes.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to like people who are just turning 18 and people that are like in high school?
Well, I know that a lot of them are possibly lost and don't know where they're heading to or don't know where they want to head to, you know, because I remember when I was in high school, there's a lot of toxicity, first of all, because everyone's just insecure within themselves because they don't even know who they are to begin with. And luckily, I learned at a young age at that time that when people were bullying somebody or people insulting this person or trying that person or just projecting, it's because there's something going on within their lives or hormonally or whatever. They're hitting puberty. They don't even know who they are. And I was just ahead of the game on that aspect. And I was just more focused on like what I wanted to do in life, not what other people wanted me to do with my life. Because everyone is always going to tell you, you should do this, or you should go to college and study that, or you should, you should start this business or whatever. And like, I think the best advice I could give is two things. Learn when to understand what is constructive criticism and what is just pure just hatred and just kind of like putting you down. And then also don't do things based off others, like what others say for you to do. Like do it yourself and try a bunch of things. If you don't know what you want to do a bunch of things, and there'll eventually be one thing that will stick a little bit and go all force into that. And if that doesn't work out, then try something else. And eventually you'll find something that sticks to you and you just try all, 100% on it and you'll be good.
Where do you tend to find purpose in life?
As of right now, I feel like I tend to find purpose into trying to better people's lives, whether it's to make them laugh or to inform them on something or to help them with something they're struggling with. And then to just living these memories while they last, because I always think about it. And like, I always had this since I was like a teenager in high school. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting older. I'm getting older. I'm getting older. It's not a good mindset, but I'm realizing every day more and more that it's like, dude, the clock is ticking and like I'm not getting what I got yesterday, and tomorrow is gonna be the next day where I'm not getting what I have today anymore. Like the clock is ticking, and I need to make these years last and make them the best I can and memorable enough for me to be proud of, to sit there and say when I'm 70, 80 years old, like, wow, I lived one crazy life, man, and I was amazing. And I want to be able to like somehow, some way stick something in my lifetime for people to like look at and be like, holy shit, that's something I would want to try or to emulate to some sense. So
Are there any? Yeah, go on.
no, that's it. That's it.
How, like when you're talking about like every day, just a day by day, what does your average day look like? How are you managing your time, between editing videos, making videos, contacting people, like whatever you're doing in a day? Like, how are you kind of managing your time? And, when you get people that reach out to you, how do you know to discern what's not worth your time versus what's worth your time? Because when you get famous or when you get views and money, and people will start asking you for things. So how do you discern between what's worth it and what's not worth it? What's worth your time to do and what's not worth for your time to do?
Well, I'm a pretty routinic person, so I like routine and regimens. So I mean, it's almost the same thing every day. Sometimes, usually what it is it's almost the same routine and pattern every day, and then sometimes during that week or every other week or whatever, it's something completely different. To add something new or to try something different. But no, I mean, I whatever I feel like I need to get done that's in front of me, I try to get it done right then and there, or try to finish it as soon as possible. And when it comes to like other things, what's worth my time, I mean, it depends. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. You'd have to maybe elaborate a little bit more. Like, what do you mean? Like a collaboration or something? Like, or just something in general?
Well, I'm just saying, like, when people reach out to you or like talk to you, and I'm saying, like, how are you kind of managing what you think is worth doing versus not worth doing, right? If people ask you for things or people want to know, like, pick your brain a little bit or get advice from you, how are you deciding what's worth your time to talk to a person and when it's not worth your time to talk to a person?
Well, typically, I always find it worth my time talking to somebody that needs help or advice or whatever, because like I don't look at myself like I'm any better than anybody. I look at myself the same, but it depends if they're really listening to the advice, like if somebody messages me and asks me for something and then like I tell them and then they just say, okay, yeah, but then how about this? And then they just kind of repeat themselves and they're in a circle. It's like, I gave you the footprint of what I know, and if you don't want to take it, I mean, I can't go in circles with you, but it's more so just like a time thing. Like if I don't have the time, it's impossible for me to tell everybody like separately, hey, do this, do that, or this is what you should do, this is how you should do this, or not do that. It's like, it's impossible for me to manage and help everybody I can, but I don't mind giving help or assisting somebody in need for advice or whatever it is, because I know that in the end, whether it's from them specifically or just the life, the universe, or God, I'll get that good deed back, return in favor at some point in my life. So I always look at it like that because I've experienced it being like that many times. So yeah, I mean, that's it. I look at it like I'm doing this good deed, this good charm, and I'll eventually get something similar back in return eventually, whenever that decides to happen.
What do you think the circumstance you're most proud of is, like, when it comes to your fans, right? Like, what was a moment where, regarding your fans, you were like, I did a good thing? You're like, I'll remember this fan from till the end of my days, right? Like a fan that you're really proud of. Let's say you made them happy, you made them a story that they told you regarding you. Could be anything. What is the fan that you're the most proud of, or you remember the most?
Well, there's a couple, but a lot of times I'm surprised too. There's a lot of times where people are like, dude, you gave me the confidence to get to approach girls and stuff, and now I have a girlfriend and I'm in a happy relationship with them, and I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't know if I did that much, bro. I mean, it was obviously mostly you, but I appreciate it. And then there's some that, they tell me that they've been going through a hard time or whatever, and that my stuff helps them out, and it makes them kind of forget about those bad times and hard times, or just like we go back to a lot of the videos where that you talk about as well, that you asked me about, like things that I enjoyed filming the most or making and creating. Some of them are like, dude, I literally just do videos where I sit down on the camera and I just talk and give life advice, or talk about a situation that I personally experienced, or a struggle, or some past childhood, trauma that I've had or whatever. And then there's some of those people who message me and personally reach out to me, and they say they've gone through the exact same thing, or they understand where that's from, and they can't believe I went through something like that, because you see my videos and you believe this guy gets all these girls and this and this, and that he's living this amazing lifestyle. Anybody can picture, dude, you can literally emulate a lifestyle like you were you are the man, and in reality, you could be living in your mom's basement and nobody would ever know about it if you didn't want to show that. So I just try to keep it as real as possible. And I think there's a lot of people who see that and they respect that from me. So I try to keep it real, because once you're not real and once you're fake, I mean, not only do people see through that, you're soulless. You don't have a soul. You don't have an entity to you anymore. So it's like, I don't want to be that ever. So I try to be genuine and truthful as much as possible.
When you're talking about being real as compared to being fake, and faking, like being fake and becoming fake, where does the role of fame come into your life? Like how has success kind of changed you, if at all, and how do you prevent it from changing you in some of the worst ways?
I don't know. I mean, it's funny when people say this to me or ask me, like, how does it feel or whatever? Because like, I don't feel famous, bro. I don't think I am famous, to be honest with you. I really don't. But dude, I do. I will say this though, it's crazy because I do get recognized. Like, anytime I go out, I'm always getting recognized. Or if I go on like this site Omegle and I film it, I'm always getting recognized, like everywhere. Like I was looking for a car like 5 months ago because my car broke down. I was trying to buy a new car, and every dealership I was going to, bro, they knew, like, literally there were salespeople that would walk up. Oh my God, I know who you are. I'm like, yo, what is going on, bro? This is crazy. But I don't let it change me because I remember when it started happening. I remember I was like with an old time friend of mine, and there was this kid who this guy who came up to me and like he started like, he was like all excited and stuff, and he didn't even acknowledge my friend when he said hi to him or whatever. I kind of looked at him like he was like some piece of shit or whatever, like he was non-existent. And I'm just like, it's kind of a nasty behavior. I don't really think that's and maybe I'm sure he didn't mean it like that, but I don't know. It comes with pros and cons, man. It comes with pros and cons, but I've seen it even in girls, dude. Like there's some girls who like they see my social media profiles and stuff, and it's like a light switch. Like they're like, oh my god, this guy is cool or whatever. Like I'm interested a little bit in this guy now, and it's like, I don't know, man. I don't think it's something to be proud of to like get a group of friends or people or girls or whatever that are attracted to you by this artificial source that you obtain. I don't like that. So in order for me to avoid being around those people, I just try not to be like those people. So I try to just be very chill and normal, and I'm just try to calm down and be myself, and that's it.
When we're talking about like normalcy and like fame and fakeness, one thing I gotta ask is like when you're making that like dating type content that attracts a very, very specific genre of content creators, OnlyFans girls. Now, you just laughed? Yeah, no. So, have OnlyFans girls like reached out to you like to like try and work with you or no?
Dude, oh my god, bro, this is so funny you say that. Yeah, a couple, to be honest, a couple. I actually did a video. I don't know if I should say this, but I did a video with these two OnlyFans girls that I met, and it was obvious. It was kind of like a mutual exchange kind of thing. They saw my accounts, and they know what they do, and they know it'd be like an equal promotion thing. But one of them seemed really cool, and I was, talk to them as like a normal person, like a friend. Nothing like dating or interesting. What like like no like sexual interest like that whatsoever. But just talking to them like a normal person. Then I noticed that like once they got what they wanted from me, they like unfollowed me and shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's so fake, bro. That's so weird, dude. Like, why? That's just so like nasty. Then there's this other one that there's a couple, there's a couple, and they do that to try to like gain more traction towards their pages, and it's
yes, I'm aware. I actually have a story myself, but I want you to finish.
No, yeah, that's pretty much it. They're not that I would never date an OnlyFans girl, first of all. So that's not even something that would be possible for any OnlyFans girl. Because bro, there's this one girl that she keeps fucking messaging me like every week. I swear to God, dude, I'm not trying to be like a liar or whatever or sound like that guy, but there's this one that messages me all the fucking time asking to hang out and do this. Oh, can you shoot like content for me on my OnlyFans with a smiley face and shit, like all the time. And I kind of like, I'm sorry, I'm busy, I'm doing this, I'm going to the gym today. Like, I don't know, man. It's just no. That's all I can say.
Well, I gotta ask about like numbers. Like, how famous are these girls? Like, I've no names obviously, but like, are we talking like 500K followers, 1 million, like 200, like 50,000, 20,000?
There's some couple 100,000. I don't want to say millions.
Yeah, no, it's just such a weird industry, man.
Yeah, I don't want to be a part of that industry at all, man. I really don't.
Listen, if you ever feel bad that they unfollowed you or whatever, I was blocked by one. I will never reveal that person because I don't want to give that person attention. And I won't even reveal that story. It wasn't anything insane. But it was just like, it was a weird experience. Like I spoke to them and then they blocked me. But anyways, it was a weird, I'll tell you the story afterwards. It's not something I want to talk about here, but when we're talking about the whole, like, people being fake and, people asking for things and people being weird, how do you deal with hate, right? How do you deal with like people and negative comments and like the things that people are telling you? Because that's something all creators and famous people have to deal with eventually, right? Or successful people. It's like, how do you deal with the opinions of people around you or people that you never even met?
Yeah. Well, you know what? do the game long enough, you eventually become smart enough to realize that if you really want to become extremely big, then you want a specific ratio of hate versus love. And I think the perfect ratio is 70% love, 30% hate. Because these haters are fucking so vocal that they will overcast almost the majority of your love. And even if they don't overcast the majority of your like loving fans or whatever, they stick out because it's something that you don't want to hear because it's not like a common report on your in your comment section. You see all these nice comments and somebody's like, "You look hideous. You look like this." It's like, "Oh my god, what the fuck?" Honestly, dude, like I really cared about it when I started making content. Like in high school, people would always comment about something like fucking so random. I really, really did care. And then I just said, dude, if I'm gonna be doing this, like, why am I gonna be caring about somebody I know nothing about? They only know everything about me as far as to what I represent on the internet. I don't know them. 99% of the time, they don't even have their profile picture on the fucking on their account, and then it's usually saying some shit like user 94876. Like, I don't know who the fuck these people are. So it's like, why am I gonna be bothered by these people? Why do I care? I really don't care, dude. Now it's worse than ever, bro. Dude, there's this one guy. I just opened up his messages on TikTok specifically. I don't know. This guy's like obsessed with me, bro. Every video I upload, as soon as I upload it, first person to comment. And he messaged me, I don't know, at least maybe 20, 30 times already. And I clicked the accept just to show that I read it. Just, I don't know, to be like an ass or whatever. I'm just bored. And it's just paragraphs and paragraphs. Oh, you're this, you're an incel, you're ugly, you're a loser. Like, I'm just like, bro, like, what in the hell, bro? Like, where is your life? It's somewhere, but I don't know where, you know? It's like, I realized that, trust me, they're missing out a lot more than you, and they're the ones that got a lot of fucking working to do. You know, they got a lot to work on, not you, you know? And I know who I am, and that's it, man. I don't really get bothered, though. I don't get bothered by that anymore. You know, that's not something I could even mentally even stress about at all anymore, not even an ounce. It doesn't bother me. You get the numb to it, I guess you could say. I don't care.
Winners focus on winning, losers focus on winners.
Yeah, bro, exactly, dude. It's weird, and I sometimes I feel bad, but it's like, dude, like,
Get a
what am
life.
I gonna do, man? What am I gonna do? And then there's some though, actually, now that you remind me of, there's sometimes I'll get a DM saying somebody saying some like horrible ass shit to me.
Right.
I'll just be like, damn, man, that's tough that you feel that way. Well, I hope you have a good day. And then they'll just respond, and be like, oh my god, bro, like I didn't mean it like that. Honestly, I just wanted you to respond to me. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? So you want me to respond to you by like talking mad shit, and then like I don't know, people are weird, bro. People are really weird.
Well, you know, having things makes people react very funny. People are very funny when it comes to money. That's one that's very true. Any type of success, I feel like. You know, people will be like, oh, like they'll try to get near you. They'll like ask a guy that knows you to get near you. Like I remember it was like this is funny. It was like not the cameraman, but like one of Steve-O's, like Steve-O.
Yeah.
He was like his assistant. Like he changed and he did all of his podcasts, but he changed his Instagram bio too. Because I follow up on Instagram and he changed his Instagram bio too. No, I will not give Steve a message for you. Like he had to change his Instagram bio to no, I'm not going to give Steve a message for you because that guy only has like 1,000 followers. Like he's like a small account, so you could easily reach out to him yourself and be like, "Hey, could you just tell Steve this?" Like, but imagine having to like change that, like having to change your personal bio. It's his personal account too, I think. So that really sucks.
You know what's funny? You say this actually because I forgot to mention this. Going back to the Andrew Tate stuff with the pickup lines and all that. There's a video. It was right before him and his brother Tristan got arrested the first time. And there was a video I made on TikTok because I used to really like a lot of times do like commentary content on like fitness related topics on TikTok and do like green screens and stuff. And I did a video like talking and discussing about like Tristan Tate's physique, if it's natural or not, and his transformation and everything. Dude, I swear to God, I have the proof and everything. This dude, literally, I'm filming a video. I remember I was in a college campus doing like a workout video or whatever. And I look at my notifications and it says Tristan Tate and he's messaging me and he followed me on Instagram. And I was like, this can't be the real Tristan Tate. And then I go, it's the verified one. He had like 2 million followers. And I am like, holy shit, dude, what am I fucking what am I experiencing right now? So I'm talking to him, and we're just talking about the video, and he's texting me more than I'm texting him. I'm like, holy shit, this dude is like, I can't even, like, I don't even know how this is possible. This is like a dream, bro, low key. And when he followed me, I had so many fans go to his following and message me, which I'm sure they did to all of the people he followed. He only followed like 400 or 500 people, and I was one of them. And I got fucking dozens of messages every day by people. I see that you're Tristan Tate's friend. Can you message him for me? I have to ask him something or this, and like every day, bro. And I was like, holy shit. And you know what sucks is I remember I messaged him this. I was like, hey, it was really nice talking to you. I really appreciate the conversation. I would love to come out and interview you and your brother Andrew one of these days. And right when I sent that message, like the next day, he got banned on his Instagram and he was in jail with his brother. And I was like, fuck, dude. And he never got that account back. So now I have no way to reach out or anything with them. Sucks as of right now.
You should DM him on Instagram again, because Instagram, the way it sorts messages, I learned this, is it sorts by like, well, two things. Number one, if you're a verified follower, it automatically bumps you to the top. Like the more followers you have, like if it says like, oh, this person followed you, it usually bumps you to the top. But I think it does the same thing with messages. So if you get a lot of messages, if you're like a verified big account, it does automatically bump you to the top. And I've seen people do it, like, and they've hacked it to where they would message a bunch of people and get like a bunch of very, very big YouTubers to follow them that way.
Well, I messaged him on his new account, and he didn't see it. So honestly, bro, look, I believe in manifestation, and I created the idea of that whole possibility even occurring. And I know that there will be a time where I'm going to meet him and his brother, and I'm going to make a video with him. I know. It's just not now, but whenever it is, it's going to happen.
I have an idea. I'll do you a favor. I will clip this part of the podcast. I have an idea. What time is it? It's like, I'm going to say like, because we started at like 04, so it's like 36 minutes in. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to clip this part, and I'm going to then post it. I'm going to post the clip. I'm going to mention him on my story, and then you repost it and you repost the video and then mention it on your story, his @ And I will, if we can get him on your show, I would do that.
Man, that would be crazy, man. I could send you like the pictures of like the screenshots of like, the DM saying like typing by.
Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah, man, dude, that'll be fucking sick, man. That'll be sick.
That would be sick. I'm down to do that. That's 100%. Yeah, no, man. I mean, do you have actually, I think this might be a good place to end off. Anything else you want to say to the audience or not?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's usually the same old stuff that I usually always say. Like, look, like, you don't want to stop and give up where you are now, because you never know where you'll end up being, So like, you gotta keep going, dude. There's so many times where, people don't think I have those voices in my head, but I have them too. They give up. You're not gonna do it. You're not gonna make it. You're a failure. All this bullshit. And I kind of tell that voice, go fuck yourself, and I just keep going. And it ends up working out, and as long as you have that mindset in your head of no matter what happens, it'll all work out in the end. And I believe in God, and I think that helps out a lot for me too. And I think with the power of all that and your mindset, I think you'll be good, man. I don't think people should stress out as much as they do, or should. I don't think it's that crazy, just find your passion, because like that line that Drake says, everybody lives, or everybody dies, but not everybody lives, So
Right.
I think that's a perfect representation of people nowadays, because everyone's living, but not really living to their fullest potential. So that's all I gotta say,
Amen, dude. All right. I'm going to stop the recording. We'll talk a little bit after the show. All right. In 3, 2, 1.